a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Now this mountain I must climb feels like a world upon my shoulders. Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder.
Take a little time to look around me. I got no one left behind. It looks like love has finally found me. My life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I know what love is.
We're live.
I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. And I feel so much love. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Madison Marcunas. How are y'all doing this morning? Woo! All right. So something I've been taught my whole life is that my thoughts create my actions. Whenever I was doubting things, my parents would hit me with the response, well, if you think that's what's going to happen, then that's what's going to happen. And that's really shaped my mind as it is today. I try to focus on the positive and not the negative. A few months ago, I was faced with the dilemma that I couldn't stop thinking about. I was trying to make this decision, but any way I went felt wrong. Any decision I made somebody unhappy. It made me feel anxious and guilty and fearful of what would happen. Being the great procrastinator that I am, I never did anything about this because I was too scared to, but it was always in the front of my mind. So with this in the front of my mind, I went into our latest rally thinking about it. Yeah. A rally, I'm just going to briefly explain what a rally is. A rally is like our church camp. All of our like surrounding churches, our neighbor churches, and us meet up together and do this cute little hippie church camp. And it's really fun, and you'll learn more about it later in the service. Anyway, so this rally centered around the Omega chart, which is also known as the map of consciousness, and it is right here behind me. It represents your awareness of your actions, your feelings, your emotions, and so on. Down at the lower levels of the chart, near red, there are the more contracted emotions. These block, I guess, your spiritual growth. For me, this was when I was going through this dilemma. I was feeling all these emotions down at the bottom, like the guilt and the fear, and I could only really feel those, so I wasn't like focusing on the positive ones up at the top because like all I could think about was that. At the top, though, there are the more positive ones, and these help you develop your spiritual growth. At the very top, there is Omega, and Omega is the ultimate level of consciousness. It means you're very in tune with yourself, and even when you do feel those negative things, you are aware of it, and you know it's not the only thing happening. So going into this rally, I was low on the chart at guilt and fear, and coming to the realization that I was at these levels was hard for me because emotions really scare me, especially crying, because I never know what to do. I didn't think I should feel this way, and I didn't think it was okay. I created excuses to why I felt this way and blamed other people. Some of these excuses being, they're not respecting me, it's their fault because of this or that, and my favorite, I don't care. When I finally stopped creating excuses like that, I became honest with myself and really pinned down how I was feeling. I felt fear because I didn't want to make the wrong decision and have my life turned upside down. I felt guilty because I didn't want to be the reason anyone felt unhappy. And I felt shame because I felt that I'd already made mistakes. Get ready, because it gets juicier. I felt guilt about feeling all of these feelings. So on top of my guilt and my fear and my shame, I felt guilt. I thought I need to fix this before anybody notices because it's completely wrong. But as the rally went on, I learned more about this Omega chart and started to become more aware of these emotions. I realized that they were completely valid. These emotions were not something to be ashamed of. They were how I felt. And they were feelings that everybody else felt too. Otherwise, why would they be on this chart? That goes for you too. What you feel, it's important, it's valued, and it's valid. Right now, I want you to tune into your emotions and identify yourself on this chart. We've all been in every single one of these at least once in our lives, so be honest with yourself. Nobody's here to judge you. Now think about what level you want to be at. This can be 1 level higher, 4 levels higher, bottom to top. And if you don't know where you want to be, it's okay to stay at the level you're at. That's completely fine. Once you've identified where you want to be, our YOU helpers will be passing out sticky notes of the colors. And on this sticky note, I want you to write something that feels called to you. So whether that be an emotion, a picture, an affirmation, whatever you feel. So on this sticky note, we're just writing whatever you feel called to. And it's not going to be like I'm not sharing them with anybody. They're yours to keep. So whatever you feel. Alrighty, so as y'all keep writing, I'm just gonna continue. So going into this rally, I was between fear and guilt. And as we grew through the rally, I grew up on this chart. By the time we left, I felt that I'd become willing. Willing to be honest with myself, willing to make the extra effort, and willing to compromise. When I had gone into the rally, I was narrow-minded about the situation because I was wrapped up in the lower emotions. All I could see was what was around me. And what was around me was fear and guilt and frustration. My mind was contracted and focused on this one situation that caused me these feelings, so I couldn't get out of my mind and see everything around me. It was hard for me to think clearly about it. As I grew more alert over the week, I became more conscious about the situation. So one of the activities they had us do at our camp was very similar to this. In fact, I took my inspiration from it. They made us paint half of our hand the color we were at and half where we wanted to be, just like I kind of made you all do. Then they put out this big tapestry, and they had us place our hands on a spiral around it and our painted hands. So it was like a big mural of all of our handprints. And as we placed our hands on this tapestry, it was our commitment to ourselves to rise up to that level, to be where we wanted to be, to raise our consciousness. So this sticky note that y'all just wrote on, that is yours, and that is yours to remind yourself of whatever you wrote on that, whether that be your emotion, your affirmation, your picture. That's yours, and yeah. After we all stamped our hands around this tapestry, we stood in a big circle around it. And you could see all the colors. You could see where people at red, you could see there were people at blue, and you could see all the similars and the differences. This was important to me because I knew I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only one going through something. I wasn't the only one who was low on the chart. I wasn't the only one trying to get somewhere. In that moment that we stood around this mural of handprints, we were unified. No matter what level we were at, where we came from, where we were going, we were all understanding. We were all empowered. We were all together. This Omega chart is a journey that we're all on. It's something that we're doing together. We are all in different places on this chart, but we are in the same building together, building ourselves up together. I'm here to recreate that feeling of hope and optimism that I felt on that day, in hopes that it will change your life as it did mine. We are here to tidy up our mind and to recognize ourselves. Everything you need, your courage, your strength, your peace, and your love, is already within you, just waiting for you to discover it. During your journey, you might feel as if things are going in the opposite direction, but in reality, the universe is pulling them all together. You are being pushed out of your comfort zone so that you can be exposed to your best self. We all carry our own struggles, but we connect on a more divine level to support each other in this process. You are never alone as you move through this journey and through your life. Namaste.
Thanks for joining us today. And if you like the message, we invite you to like it, share it, and please subscribe.
We are a New Thought church where lives are transformed. So come on, check us out at unityhills.org.
Namaste.